All right, good morning. It's been a minute since I've been able to put out a good old-fashioned car rant. I am not driving, I am parked, and I am safe. I know that's very important for liability reasons. It's not really a good idea to drive down the road and be throwing your hands all over the place because you're fired up. All right, a couple things real quick before I get going today. All kinds of different recovery, all kinds of different messages that people are getting and that people need to hear. I'm hoping to distinguish myself a little bit. I'm not here to kind of repeat what's already being done. I want to try to provide more information, education, just I guess a different type of discussion. I also want to talk a lot to families, but not just families. So, you can get a lot of good information. There's a lot of people kind of doing this other approach where they're doing what I would consider more like a speaker meeting, that kind of thing, and that's fine and that's good, but that's not what I'm trying to do here, not in any kind of way, not in any fashion. I just want to kind of provide you information. Now, in order to legitimize that, and I know people get jammed up when I do this because they think I'm being puffed up and they say that I'm just trying to list my credentials just to, I don't know, for the sake of listing my credentials. So I won't list everything, but I have, advanced degrees. I have an MBA, an MA, and I have other licenses and things like that. And you can check us out at www.favorgreenville.org. You can check out my personal site, richjonescoach.com. or recoverycartel.com and see the different things. I'm a trauma therapist, which I'm really proud of, and I think that that's very important where addiction is concerned. Certified clinical supervisor. I'm allowed to supervise other people. So, and don't get jammed up. If that bothers you that I just said that, I'm sorry. I just said it to try to distinguish what I'm trying to say. All right, so the family. The family's experience through the recovery process and how can they help their loved one. I want to try to give a couple pointers and some ideas and some thoughts around that. First, if you know the history of kind of where family recovery came from, it sort of sprung out. Alcoholics Anonymous kind of comes on the scene in 1935, and time goes by, and then this thing called Al-Anon springs up, and it's primarily wives of alcoholics, spouses of alcoholics, and they start to develop this terminology and they start to develop this approach to things, and it works fine. I guess it works fine for wives. I think also it started to work well. I think it works well maybe for adult children, that kind of thing, but it doesn't translate to parents. And why would it? It was developed for wives of alcoholic husbands. Why in the world would you think that this would work for, a 30-year-old, a parent of a 30-year-old heroin addict or a 22-year-old heroin addict? And so a lot of those principles aren't going to translate. So if you've gone to meetings, if you're a parent and you've gone to certain types of meetings and it hasn't worked for you and it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's not because you are fundamentally unable to do this family recovery thing. It's because it's like a square peg in a round hole. That's just how it is. And so with parents, they're going to need a lot of different information. And the good news is there's a lot of good stuff coming out. Tom McClellan in Philadelphia and his institute is developing some parent training programs. I'm going to give you some more information on that. We are developing programs through Favor Greenville. I'm developing programs through Favor Greenville where we feel like we're getting a method to our madness on how to help parents. It almost comes down to where parents start to are concerned. It comes down to, first of all, you got to spend a lot of time working through your own stuff and your own fears and your own trauma. Again, now, admittedly, I'm a trauma therapist, so I'm like honed in on that, but your own trauma around what you've witnessed with your child. And you're going to have to process that in a different kind of way. You're probably not going to respond real well when you walk in a room and people tell you that you're sick too. And again, I think that might work well where wives are concerned and stuff like that, but that's not going to resonate with parents because parents want to save their children. And you know what? To say that that's codependent and that's wrong, that's not codependent. That's parenting. That's biologically hardwired into a mom to save her child, into a dad. So we got to start talking differently like that, and we got to start providing other avenues. If we're actually going to make inroads in this addiction epidemic, which goes way beyond opioids, if we're going to make inroads, it's going to be through family and friends. There are 200 million concerned others out there in America. That means 200 million family and friends who want to help. We're just going to need to find a way to get that done. And check us out. Keep in touch. Watch for these videos. Again, we want to give you really solid, experiential-based. I'm a person in recovery. Experiential-based information, but also, solid theory, the latest research, the latest information. Not just throwing stuff against the wall and hoping it sticks. All right. You guys have a wonderful day.